Okay, we're ready to move on with the build, and this is going to be for shipment number 30. If you're curious on what came in the shipment and what's in the magazine, I go through everything in an unboxing video, and I've done that since shipment number 1. We've got 2 videos per shipment. We have the unboxing, it shows you everything that's in it, as well as the build, and all we do is build. And I do have a playlist of the Build the Enterprise D if you want to look at the other videos. So let's get right to the build. So this shipment had build-up issues, or stages 115, 16, 17, and 18. So let's get this stuff out of here. Okay, so this is going to go onto the bottom of the primary hull, and you can see the 2 magnets. They're actually going to hold this plate in place, and this is going to cover the battery compartment. So that'll leave only one more opening on the primary hull. So we're going to put that aside for now, and we're going to go right into the build. And this is for the build for one stage 115 assembly. Let me see how I can position that there. So we're going to do the power pack. Let me show you how this is going to look. This has the little plug that goes into the circuit board. It's got the switch, and it's got the battery compartment. So what we need to do is this section right here. You see where the little bolt is going to go? What we got to do is we have to put the bolt in. And this bolt is going to be held in place by the shape. And the reason they do that is so when this is facing down, we can screw the battery compartment into position. So let's put this into position. There. Now we're going to put the cap on. And it's going to go just like this. And we're going to actually hold it in place with 2 of the AP screws. And be careful not to over tighten it, because it is in plastic. And what this is going to do is when we screw in the cover, the bolt will be held in place. Okay, so that's very quick. So that's all for stage 115. So now we're going to go to 116. And that's the one that has the piece of the nacelle. So let's bring this stuff out. Make sure that we don't lose the springs. There. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we've got the green navigation beacon, and that is the starboard side. And what that's going to do is that's going to go into the space. Let me show you guys. Because this is the little half moon, so you can tell where it's supposed to fit. Okay, now we're going to take our assembly, the battery compartment, and let's see, that's going to go this way. So let's get the wires to the side for a moment, and it's going to go in just like this. And that is going to be held in place, let's see, with the GM screws for the actual power pack or the battery compartment. See how we're going to be able to put the battery in now. So the compartment, and you can see where we're going to screw the cover into. Okay, so now what we got to do is we actually have to put the switch in now. And that's going to go in just like that. And that's going to be held in place with the HM screws. So we're going to need 2 of these. There we are. We got the switch in. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to put the little pin in the spring, and that will be this right here. And let me show you guys the spring. And what this is going to do is it's actually going to keep the pin and put pressure when we hook it up to the nacelle pylon. So what this is going to do is, I want to make sure I get it right. Okay, so this is going to go in this way. I'm going to need the tweezers for this. So what you need to do is a little pin is going to be, the rounded part's going to be sticking out the side, and you have to push the spring up in order to put it in. So what it's going to do is it's going to keep tension on the little piece that's going to go into the nacelle pylon. So what we got to do now is we have to put the little cap over it. This is going to go into place just like this. And that's going to be held in place with the AM screws. So we're going to need a couple of these. There. See, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it now, but this little knob, it goes in. There's tension, so when it goes out, it'll grip to the bottom of the nacelle pylon. So that's all set. It looks like that's it for this part, and this keeps falling out. So I'm wondering if I should. I don't remember if I glued the other one or not, but this is going to keep falling out. Anyway, let's put that aside for now. And this is actually going to be the cover that's going to cover the battery housing. Okay, so that's it. So now we're going to go on already to 117. And that has the other spring. All right, and we have another. I'm interested to see what this is going to be for, because we have, everything's powered now. The primary hull is powered. Both nacelles are powered. The battle section is powered, and the secondary hull is powered. So I'm curious on what this is going to be for. But anyway, what we have to do is we got to do the same thing with the bolt. So let's find the bolt. Here it is. It's in with the spring. Okay, so we got to do the same thing. We have to put the bolt into the little area. So when you get it into position, you can push it in and it locks into place. So now we got to do the same thing. We got to put the cover over it, and that's going to be held in place with the AP screws. And it is going into plastic, so we got to make sure not to overly tighten them. There we are. Okay, moving on. We're going to do the same thing now. We're going to put, excuse me, we're going to put the pin on the other side into the left side chamber. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to slide it in, and we're going to put it into the little chamber. The smooth part is going to come out at the end. And we're going to push it down into place. And again, we're going to use the little cover that we're going to put on top, and we're going to be holding it in place with AM screws. So I just saw that. We're going to use up the extra one. There. So that's all set. Now what we got to do is we're going to bring the halves together. Okay, so I have what we've been working on, and it looks like this little lead that we have coming out of the bottom. Let me show you. When we had left off, we had this coming out. So what we need to do is I need to run it down underneath. That way there it won't be in the way. Okay, so we got it coming out the back now. So this is going to go and hook up to the one that's going to be housing the battery. So it's going to go in just like that, and it clicks into place. What we got to do now is we got to put the halves together. And I'm wondering if I should glue that little beacon. Let's see if we can do this without gluing it. Oh, it might hold once we screw everything together. Okay, this is going to be held in place with DP screws, and we're going to have 3 of them. Yeah, I just want to make real sure it's nice and tight. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? We got the lights, the beacons, we've got the one on the bottom and the one on the top. Okay, so that is finished. What we're going to do now is a really fun part. This is going to be the CR2032 LICB lithium. So if you guys have that problem where it's not lighting up, let me put the light out for a moment, and you have that issue, just remember it's probably the you're going to have to put a little bit in between the cap and the battery for it to push down to make the best contact. So this works, and now we're ready to move on to stage 118, and that's going to be the part that's going to go on the bottom. I just saw it. Here it is. So let's get this. And we're going to put this piece on. As you can see, there are little plastic pins that we're going to put on, just like we did on the other side. We're going to go in place fussily. I didn't glue the other ones. I didn't feel a need to. I thought they fit in pretty well. There. And then once it's in, we kind of snap it into place. I don't feel a need to glue this. Some people may glue theirs, but I think it goes in pretty snugly. And we've got it working. And you remember all the stuff we put in. The light diffusion is real. So what we got to do now is we got to retrieve the battle section. Okay, so when it comes to the battle bridge, what we're going to have to do is we have these sections right here that are going to be, it's going to enable this to dock with the primary hull. What we got to do is we have to get these up in position. So when it comes to the instructions, begin by retrieving the battle section build and lifting the 2 rear docking latches. Take 2 rear fixing wedges and push them underneath the 2 docking latches from behind. So the first ones we're going to do are the side ones. So we're going to have to put those wedges in, and I think that's what these are. You know what, the easiest way is to just tip it upside down like that. And what I'm going to do, I want to make sure that they're the same. All right. And they're going to go right here. Got to be careful not to damage the ship. But when we put the wedge underneath, I don't know if you'll be able to see, this is actually going to hold it in place. I don't know how comfortable I feel with that though, unless there's going to be, I don't think, it doesn't look like there's going to be anything else. I don't know if I should glue that or not. So let me do the other one. So you hear a little click when it clicks into place. And what that's going to do is that's going to hold these up. So we got these 2 finished. So let's see. We got to do the other 2. These, okay, these aren't. All right, so there's only 4 that come up. Okay, so what we're going to use for the other ones, looks like we have a different little wedge. So let me get these. So we got these in like that, and man, I don't know who designed this, but I don't know. It seemed like there could have been better ways to keeping these little things up, and now I can understand why we have extra. Because they don't click the way the back ones clicked, and I just don't want this to come undone. So, as you can see, when it comes to the docking, the little docking heads, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's actually 6 that don't come up. Only 4 of them come up. Maybe I would have had more because of the weight of the primary hull, because there's going to be a lot of weight on this. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, you can see how they're going to have us put it onto the primary hull. And what you do is you put it on and you push it forward, just like the battle section onto the secondary hull. You put it on and you lock it forward. Oh, I got no fingernails, so the battle bridge is underneath. All right, so what do? It looks like that's it. So that is the conclusion of the build. I think let's put the nacelles on and we'll see how she looks. Oh, before I forget, all right, you know what? Let's take care of that other battery compartment. And we have the screw. And what this is going to do is, we get the cover right here, and and this is going to go in. Make sure you get the contact lined up. All right, so it's a little tricky to get the contact in, but you got to make sure there's contact with this. So this is all set, so we're going to put this aside, as well as all the other little extra screws that we have, and we're going to definitely keep all the extra little wedges that are going to go on the battle section, because something tells me that that's going to be an issue. I don't know if I should glue those or not. I don't really want to glue that, but I think I'm going to clear out some of this junk. And this is the case that comes with the build. All right, first thing we'll do is we'll put the battery compartment to the side. And incidentally, I have a few extra pieces. Again, I'm going to do a video on all the extra stuff that I have after the complete build. So we got the little wedges, and I want to put those over here so we don't lose those. See, we got quite a bit of screws through the build. So let's put all this aside now, and now that that's all nice and neatly put away, let's bring her back. And let's put on the nacelles. Right, this is the starboard one. This is the one we just did. And the way they're going to go on is it's going to go in this little slot right there. And it's going to click into place. So let's do the port nacelle. Same thing. It's going to go in. We're going to line up the little slot, and it's going to go right into place. So let's take a look at her. Look at that. There it is. So hopefully you guys can see how absolutely beautiful she's looking. Let me move the camera back. Look at that, huh? Coming around, you can see the deflector dish. We got the photon torpedo launcher. Look at that. All the way back to the aft end. So I think we should have a little bit of fun. I'm going to put her on the stand for the first time, guys. So give me a minute, and we're going to set her up on a stand, and we'll get plenty of daylight. All right, so we got her set up for the first time. Wow, she looks amazing. Let me show you guys underneath. We still have the that section to close in. You can see we put the little part, the little magnet part over the battery compartment. And the U.S.S. Enterprise NCC 1701D is starting to look really good. So my friends, thank you for watching. This was shipment number 31. We've got one more shipment. The last shipment is going to be 31, and we're going to have 2 issues left. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So my friends, until that video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.